This is Nupur, and with my co-host Jenny Day. This is More Than One Opinion.
Thanks for joining us for another episode. Today we're going to be discussing secrets behind wealth creation. I guess from some things that we've picked up along the way over the years. So Rody, would you like to share some of your tips or?
Yeah, look. So for me, it's not this like that we're wealthy and we're rich as and we're millionaires. But what I want to sort of touch on is tips on really a strategy of getting there without looking like you're sort of desperate to get there.
Yeah.
So hoping in this segment that we can touch on that. Why? Because I think it's very important that you don't appear desperate, wanting something too much.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it, wealth, money, you got to look at it like it's a partner or someone that you're trying to attract. If you're appearing too desperate, even if you're the best looking person, you have everything going for you. When you appear too desperate for something, it sets a negative reaction in the process, and you actually don't get wealth. People sort of try to almost feel like this person's too desperate, there must be something wrong, or they're going to sink me, or so the strategy that I've noticed over the years is that don't chase the dollar will chase you. In saying that doesn't mean you don't do anything at all. You sit on your couch and watch TV the whole time and it's going to fall for you. No, that's not at all. What the tips that I would give over the years, over interviewing a lot of people, having the privilege to be in circles such as very wealthy people, is that you need to do what you have to do, what you're good at, and keep on doing it persistently. So you need to be good at what you do, pick what you do that you're basically good at, and stick to it, and make sure you love what you do, because if you don't love what you do, you're not going to last. So you can't have in the back of your mind that I like it because it makes a lot of money. The second it picks up, that's what's happening. So you got to give it almost like it's a separate entity, like it's a person. Wealth or money is a person. If it picks up that you're desperate or you're using it, somehow you won't get there. So you'll be chasing it and you will never get there.
Forever,
you might have all the talents, all the things in place, but you're so desperate that it picks up on that. And when I say it is associated with everything. So if people that want to go in business with you, if they think you're sinking or they think you're so desperate, they're gonna take a back step in doing work with you or anything to do with you, because they're thinking, why are they so desperate?
Or use it as leverage to kind of
leverage,
negotiate you down on a deal
leverage,
or
all that.
It is.
But why are they so desperate? Are they sinking? Am I going to be sinking with them? Maybe the idea isn't that good. Maybe they're making it sound more than it is because they're just too desperate. But on the other hand, if you appear that, I'm good at what I do and I consistently do what I do because I love it and I'm so passionate about it, automatically people will be drawn in to that particular attitude and that vibe that you have, and they want in on what you have. Because you don't appear desperate. So if I put it in another perspective, again, if the opposite sex or same sex, whatever you like, the partner that you're trying to sort of go for, if you're so desperate in trying to obtain them, most of the time you're going to flunk. It's not going to work. Why? Because they're just going to go, what's wrong with this person? Like, what's wrong with them? Yes, I'm flattered, but there's something wrong, right? So it's the same way of doing it. You need to have finesse. You need to have that kind of style of, I'm going to treat wealth creation or being successful in the same style. I'm going to be good at what I do. I'm going to be successful at what I do, and I do what I do consistently. So I'm persistent with what I do and love what I do, and automatically everything will be attracted to wanting to be in on what you have. Everyone wants that. So it's like a game. This is not a dating game, but it's like a game. If you really like someone so much, show attention, but don't show desperation. there's a style of getting their attention and say, look,
and not coming across being creepy,
like weird,
Yeah.
So it's the same strategy in business. It's the same strategy in wealth creation. It's the same strategy being an entrepreneur. Be you, love what you do, be persistent in what you do, be passionate in what you do, and automatically wealth will follow. It just chases that. That's what it's
Yeah.
attracted to.
Yeah.
Just like a girl would be attracted to a guy that is successful, that is confident, all that,
charismatic.
the whole package. Automatically you're attracted to someone that is like that too. Think back the last sort of dates that you've had, or the desperate ones. For some reason you don't want them. They may be very good looking, they may have all the traits that you like, but they're so desperate it turns you off. So that's the same style in wealth creation or in being successful in general in business. Because if you show desperation, people are going to think you're sinking or there's
Yeah.
something wrong.
And what's your take on fake it till you make it? Like you hear that,
Yeah,
that statement a lot.
Yeah, I've heard it a lot, recently in the last few years.
What's your take on that?
Look, I don't think, it sounds worse than what it really is, like fake it until you make it.
Yeah.
What I think is put forth as if you're already a millionaire.
Yeah.
Not act like you're a millionaire or walk around and, big shop, but you can't even pay the bill when dinner comes along. I'm not saying that. What I mean is that be the part. You're just lacking the money side of things now. Be the part. You're good at what you do. So be good at what you do. Show that you're passionate about it. Learn your things. I remember when I got into in this line of business, I got into cosmetics and there was a lot of competition against me. And others that have been in the industry for years way before me.
Yeah.
So who am I? The difference and the point of difference is that I was passionate about this industry. I love this industry. I love what I do, and I'd done my homework. Like I didn't just whatever. I got into cosmetics. Yeah, I'll fake it until I make it.
Yeah.
No, there has to be some serious homework done.
Yeah.
So
you have to.
Yeah, there's planning. There's goals. There's learning. Why do people want to go to you? Because you're the go-to person, because you have all the information. You know what to do. So in saying that, the only aspect that you can actually really, if you want to call it fake until you make, or fake it until you make it, is the aspect that you're not a millionaire, that you don't have a lot of money, but you're still you still have all the characteristics of an entrepreneur. You know your stuff. You're willing to work very hard for it to achieve it. You're passionate about what you do. You've got a positive vibe about you. These are all the things that you can't fake. You either have them or you don't have them.
Yeah.
So, you've done your homework. You can't just go, you know what, this is a hard exam. I haven't studied at all, but I'm just going to fake it until I make it. You're not going to fake anything. You're going to flunk. So there's a spin on that particular saying. You can fake certain aspects or appear like that you have certain things.
Or dress the job like you
dress
want.
for it, right?
Dress for the job you want.
Yeah, like, we interviewed Andrew Vahelis. His take was he wants to look good.
Yeah.
But he couldn't afford consistently to be taking pictures and buying new suits all the time. So he joined up with all these places and said, hey guys, I'll advertise for you. Let me hire your suits. And I'll or give them to me for free, but I'll advertise for you and I'll give them back to you after I've worn them. I'll bring you business, and it looks like I've got new outfits all the time.
Yeah.
So, this is not fake it till you make anything. You don't need to have a million suits.
You're being creative, you're thinking outside the box. So
and this is where an entrepreneur comes in. This is where you're smart in knowing that, okay, well, you know what, I don't have the millions, but I do know I have the know-how. I'm able to work hard. I'm passionate about what I do. I know my stuff, and the rest will follow, because anyone and everyone wants to do business with such a person. That's like really what it is. You could be loaded, you can have lots of money because your parents have given you all this money, but you have no talent whatsoever, meaning you couldn't basically run this business even if you wanted to. No one could do business with you because you don't have a positive vibe. Everything was handed to you. So all this is connected to literally the top 5 things that I've said. The fake it till you make it bit is just you not having a lot of money.
Yeah.
But wealth will basically follow. It is attracted to such characteristics. It's attracted to such a person. So if I can give my spin, that's my spin on things.
I think you're absolutely right about that, because a lot of things I've read with people who in the venture capitalist like industry, one thing that's consistent amongst all of them is that people invest in people.
True.
Like number one.
True.
Right? And I would say that probably attributes to a big part of success of Revive clinics. Like there's a lot of competition in the market already. You know, it's already like quite saturated, but here you are thriving, you know, growing from strength to strength.
And look, and the economy isn't the best. So people that say to you, oh, the economy's not that good, you know, I can't be doing good in business. If the economy's not that good, then think outside of the box. If everyone's doing the same thing and no one's succeeding, you need to basically come up with something new and invent something or create something, or create a trade or you know, a trend or something that is outside of what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
Because everyone will follow it. When I basically started Revive Clinics, PRP, vampire facial and PRP hair treatments was like very scarce in Sydney and Australia as a whole. People barely knew about it. Then once I started advertising, I started showing its success. This was about 5 years ago. Everyone wanted to jump on the bandwagon. So the last 2 years, everyone's a PRP specialist all of a sudden. I was doing it when they didn't even know what PRP stood for, which stands for platelet-rich plasma, by the way.
Yeah.
So they didn't even know what it was. I had competition like Ashley and Martin, Advanced Hair Studios, all these people saying to my clients or people that were coming in for a consultation, saying to them, it doesn't work. What's PRP? It doesn't even work. But now they're all doing it.
Yeah.
So
Following
did it not work or did it
like
work?
sheep. Yeah.
So
Going to be a risk taker, but you have to do your research.
you have to do your
well.
research. So there's no such thing as, yeah, I'm just going to risk it. I'm going to jump off cliffs. And this is stupidity.
Yeah.
I'm talking about being creative to a point where you basically streamline what you want to do and then lead the industry to another thing. Not everyone's capable of doing that. I'm not saying that.
Well,
sometimes you don't need to.
Yes. Well, some people are made to be workers. Some people are, you know, made
Not just
to
that.
be.
Some, you know, I mean, you might be just good at something that everyone else is doing too. That's good.
Yeah.
I find that to lessen my competition, you need to think outside the box and be creative.
Oh, to survive, that's absolutely crucial.
And then literally wealth will follow. You cannot be thinking just this is what I want to do, or you know what, I'm going to work really hard and then you know I should make lots of money. Not it's sometimes it's not tied in. You could work very hard and make no money. So it has to be, there has to be a goal setting. There has to be something that you're basically aiming for. So what do you ultimately want to do? Don't tell me you just want to be rich, because if that's all you're thinking,
that doesn't work.
I guarantee you're not going to.
If your goal is just to make money
it's
for the
not.
sake of making money, I find that's when people like fail.
Because that's what's driving them. That's
it.
And it's a desperation, right? Like this, I want that. That's what I want. So the truth is, no, it's not. It's not something that that should be driving you. You should be focusing on, this is what I love to do.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to perfect. This is what I'm going to become very good at, and I'm going to show everyone that I am the #1 person for this industry or this product or this service. And then once I've basically put that all together, automatically, I mean, if you're successful at something or you're selling something that everyone wants, that automatically means it's a driving force for you to become wealthy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be your focus.
Yeah.
Your focus should be, this is what's driving me. I want to be successful. I want to have a name in this industry. This is what I want. This is what I love to do. Meaning I will last for the next 15 to 30 years in this industry. Or I will be, I will innovate myself and I will basically make another sort of service or another thing through this industry or something else. So, this is what should be driving you. Wealth will come. It will be attracted to this
byproduct of like that.
It automatically, it's attracted to those characteristics. That's what it likes. So, once you set these kind of standards, this is how I'm going to work, everything else will follow. So it can't be your primary thinking, oh, I just want to become rich.
It doesn't happen.
It's
It doesn't
not
happen.
Yeah.
Is there anyone specific that you look up to, or their business philosophy that you follow?
So I've got a lot of mentors, or initially a lot of mentors. Now it's more just like I follow just the sort of touch thing. So I've got a lot of people on YouTube that I follow. So obviously Tony Robbins is awesome, but Tony Robbins is driven just to basically set up all these seminars and things to make money for himself, and he's very successful at doing it. The ones that I found were they gave me the most content or value for what I'm after was a guy called Patrick Bet-David.
Yep.
And Gary Vee.
Okay. Gary Vee's, yeah.
So I've taken photos with Gary Vee and think Gary Vee's good. I found towards the last few years he's just repetitive he's got nothing new, but he's still got a good driving force behind it. So again, he was basically given to run his dad's family business, wine industry. It was turning over $3 million. He was very passionate about doing wine and things. So what he did, he was one of the first to go on YouTube and on Google and basically do videos about wine and different wines for eating food with this wine. And so all this, and it made him very successful. I think he turned that business from 3 million per year to 60 million per year. Then he gave it back to his dad. By that time, he had already made such a good name for himself that Facebook, Uber, all of them approached him to do work with them. Uber was actually his friend. He missed on Uber and he didn't actually invest in that. He didn't make any money. He took Facebook and pretty much I think he owns half of Facebook. So he made a killing on that. And from one thing that led to other. Why? Because he's good in front of the camera and he understands that you need to basically show people the service or the product and explain to them. So he was very good with that.
But he tried something ahead of his time.
It was totally ahead of his time.
It's like the whole internet, the whole YouTube, social media thing wasn't very known at all when he started it.
Correct. So now
first to market kind of thing.
Till last year, he had a $100 million company, which turns over $100 million every year. It could be more now. I'm not sure. Patrick Bet-David, another entrepreneur, comes from nothing. Comes from Iran, half Armenian, half Assyrian. Parents are split. Comes to America as a young age, basically becomes a personal trainer, goes to the army for a year, finds that it's not for him, comes back, and then things sort of fell into his lap. But he's good at sales, so he ends up basically having one of the biggest health insurance company in America. He's got over 20,000 workers or whatever. So what he did was he knew he was good at sales, so he basically gave content to people. So he spoke on YouTube, he gave content to people about business, about other things, and then people would turn around and say, so what do you do actually? Well, I own this particular industry, or I own this particular company. Can I buy into this? Yes, certainly, that's what you can. So he gave content, he knew what he was good at, and then now he's a multi-millionaire, I'm talking, like high-level multi-millionaire, at the age of 41. So, from nothing to this. And if you ask him, his actual style is what I've just said.
Yeah.
He does not chase money. He looks at it like it's a girl. He plays hard to get with it. So that's what he says. He says, I play hard to get with it. You need to have finesse. You need to have style.
Yeah.
It's attracted to your style. It's attracted because you're successful. So automatically, he's going to become rich. But that's not his focus.
Yeah.
His focus is his business and his success and working on that, his passion.
Yeah.
So that's his style, actually. That's exactly what he says. So he says, did I focus on money? No, I didn't. I knew it was going to come, but I was focused on being successful and loving what I do. And everyone wants in on what, when they see you passionate about something, people want that, and then they want in. So that's what happens. So for me, that is the philosophy that I've adapted, and I'll continue with, because I feel you can't chase money.
No.
It would basically think you're desperate. Because money is attracted to successful people. It's not attracted to desperate people.
Some of the world's most, billionaires on the Forbes list, like you have obviously Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and Steve Jobs. The list just goes on. The one thing that they all have in common, which they've all said, is they were so successful because of their passion and their drive.
Correct.
Their number one motive was never to just be rich and like chase money.
It's going to happen. Like that is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of people fail. They're like, this is what I want to do. You know, a lot of people work hard. A lot of people have 2 jobs, but they're not millionaires. And they're burnt out, and they're finding why I'm doing certain things. No, it's because you're chasing money. You're chasing the money.
Yeah.
You're chasing the wealth.
Yeah.
The strategy is wrong. The formula is wrong. The formula needs to be on focus on what you do. Focus on yourself. Build what you do. You may just be a person that just wants to work for a company and be
fine.
successful. There's nothing wrong with that, and you still may be very rich.
Yeah.
But focus on what you do and be good at it. And then the byproduct of that is wealth. It's going to chase you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's a great insight. Thanks so much, Rody.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Thank you so much for tuning in on another episode of More Than One Opinion. Like, subscribe, and comment, and stay tuned for some more intriguing content.
Thank you.